I'm going to shoot that little bullseye there. Not too bad for a 80-year-old gun. Huh? Just kind of a little close-up. It's got a really sleek style and design to it. Kind of a slim little rifle. That slim little barrel and that slim little stock. That very sword-like, but lots and lots of fun to play with. In this video, we're looking at the Remington Model 12A. This is a little pump 22. These were made by Remington between 1909 and 1936. I don't have an exact date on the manufacture of this one, but like I said, this is a 12A, and they went ABC all the way up to F. There's different grades, different qualities. Some would have a pistol grip, some would have an octagon barrel, some had target sights. I think F was probably the nicest one to get in A, but this one was the bare bones, the cheapest, the most simple design, you know, the round barrel. This is a pump 22, and there we go. Had to push that little button in. Now my fingers hurts. But it's that little slide action. This one holds. It'll fire 22 shorts, 22 longs, or 22 long rifle. I only shoot 22 long rifle. I loaded this up. It only holds 10 rounds. I had heard or read somewhere they would hold 11, and I did not experience that. The most I can feed in there, most I could stuff in there was 10. I guess I could have maybe chambered one and added one more. But it had a 10-round magazine for the 22 long rifle. It fired really well. It's really smooth. This one showed up with a broken stock. I repaired it, steamed out any kind of dents that were on there, and then I did a little stain on this. It's a little bit darker than what you would probably see normally, and I did a true oil finish. It had some discoloration, some light spots in the bluing. So what I did is I just did a little cold blue here and there to try to even things up. But took it to the range this weekend. The boys fired it. They really liked it. It's very, very light, very small, almost like the fencing saber. It's this little tiny skinny gun. You want a sword fight with it. But for 10 rounds of a pump 22, this was a whole lot of fun. The Remington Model 12A is a takedown. You see the big thumb screw here. The reason I say thumb screw, it's probably not an accurate term for it, but you only want to do this finger tight, and it should never really be cranked down, super tight. You shouldn't need a screwdriver. It's knurled on the side. Just loosen it by hand, and you'll see it's a captured screw. So once you'll feel it disengage, and it'll just lift up, and it'll stay right there. It won't come completely out of the gun. And the two halves just slide apart. And you can see here's the hammer, ready to come back. We'll click that in place. But very, very simple to clean, very easy to work on. If you'll see when you move the slide back, the entire magazine tube, everything moves back with it. The whole thing will slide back. So the entire magazine tube, it's kind of a funny feel to it when you're pumping it. We'll press this button in. The slide will go completely into the receiver. Then we can lift up on this, and we can take the bolt out of it. And you take the bolt out to clean it. We can take a look at that. That's not looking too bad. Took it out and fired it, but it's not too bad. A little bit oily in there. That's not a bad thing. You want to put this back in. We'll set that in place. We'll move this button in. We'll take it to the rear, and now we'll hold this down. The whole thing now the bolt's back engaged with that slide. Kind of neat. The whole magazine moving back. Kind of funny to watch. We want to put it back together. We can just pull this pin. There's this pin to screw up. Slide the two pieces in together. You'll see there's a little toenail there at the front. Make sure that engages. And just lock it. Screw it back down. And there, we're fully assembled. Back ready to go. This little button here inside the trigger guard, that could be depressed. That allows the slide to come back. There, a little hard to push a ditch with a thumb like that. But come back, and now it'd be cocked and ready to fire. And my safety here behind the trigger guard. This would be set to fire. But very, very simple, very, very easy to work on, very simple mechanism. I guess very reliable. We hadn't had any problems with it. We fired it quite a bit this weekend and no trouble at all. In fact, the boys really liked it. Very low sights. You know, it's not a precision gun. It's an 80-year-old 22. It's not your target rifle. This is just a fun shooter. Like I said, Remington made this back. This one I'm going to guess is probably early 30s. So we're looking at an 80 to 90-year-old gun. It's just a kind of a fun thing to take out and shoot a little bit of old history. I didn't really expect a whole lot from it. It's kind of when Remington was a cool gun manufacturer, and now we don't even have a Remington anymore. But you can see that Remington logo there on the barrel, and that script writing was kind of neat. From an era when they did things with script and they made things look really nice. That nice, straight, thin, small stock. I would classify this as like a boy's rifle. And I actually bought this for my boys. It's a little bit small for me. But it's still a lot of fun to go shoot. We took it to the range, the boys liked it, and actually did some kind of rapid fire with it. The mechanism worked pretty slick. We're able to knock out 10 rounds really, really fast. The boys like doing it. It's like that pump action, like you're cycling a shotgun. And then we just took it and cleaned it up, and it's just a fun shooter. It's one of those guns that I don't know where it's not a target rifle. It's not really my hunting rifle. I've got things like the Ruger 1022 or my bolt action 22 like that. If I want a little more accuracy, this is just a fun shooter. You go shoot pop cans with it and have a good time with it. A fun little gun. I think they made about 800,000 of these. And this is, like I said, this is like the cheap version of it. This is the 12A. This was the low version. Like I said, from 1909 to 1936, the Depression years, that kind of thing. It wasn't going to be a big, scrolly engraved, beautiful gun. It wasn't. This was probably going to put some meat on the table, kind of a thing from small game hunting. But a great piece of history, a lot of fun to shoot, and as always, just having fun with guns. If you like the videos, like and subscribe. And just subscribe, you have to like, or just like and subscribe. Either way, we'll see you in the next video.